What up? What up? Remember to like the stream on the way in and be sure to comment who you are or just comment, period, so I can see who you are and we can get into this. And let me put the call in link in the chat just in case anybody has any words for this situation. This might not be as juicy of a topic, but it's important. So that's what we're going to cover today. This is crazy. What up, Dominic? Dominic Mimad? Man, nothing much. Just chilling. I knew this topic wasn't going to get as much attention as other lives I've done, but this is a very important topic, so it's something I definitely want to discuss. People's lives are at stake. I came across a couple of videos. I appreciate that, man. I try to be real. Um, I came across a couple of videos of American soldiers stuck in Afghanistan on cleanup duty after the Taliban had a parade, like a victory parade, after seizing some U.S. government property. The fact that this is even happening, I mean, we're in September 2021. You would think that America would be progressing further and further from this being possible instead of getting closer and closer to it. And it just goes to show that when you don't have um, the best options to pick from whenever it comes to who leads this country and this nation, these are the type of things that happen. Trump was in office, North Korea wanted to kill us. Biden's in office, Taliban has taken over. Like, come on, man. You know, and a lot of people are saying that we should push for this, that, and the other to happen. And it's like, well, we definitely don't know how to get any of that done. Nobody does. How do you save lives in the process instead of destroying lives? It's way easier said than done, and it ain't even easy said. I'm waiting on some calling. I would expect that the people that did show up to this live stream would have something to say about it. I think America should have stayed out of there in the first place. Yeah, we're definitely the only country that has um, soldiers stationed all over the world. It's crazy. At a certain point, you would think that they'd be like, okay, well, it's time to step back. It's probably not best that we continue bothering some people that have made numerous death threats to the entire country, have performed terrorist acts, allegedly. Uh, I'm honestly still convinced that 9/11 was an inside job. Because as soon as it happened, we went over there and took oil. Gaddafi was going to free America. We need more legends like him, big time. You know, it seems like every individual that's about to do something revolutionary for people, and not just a government body, but people, something bad happens to them. And 9 times out of 10, they get killed. And if they don't get killed, they get humiliated to the point where there is no coming back. But of course, we're supposed to just believe the people that have been lying to us our entire lives, right? Not I. I'll be praying for you, bro. Takes balls to speak stuff like this. Yeah. But I mean, what else is there to do? It's something that lingers on my heart all the time. It bothers me. I don't like the way that things happen in this country. So should I just sit in silence about it or should I speak up? As a man, gotta speak up. Eventually this pattern that we all clearly see is gonna be way too apparent for everybody to just ignore it. Somebody's going to be like, why? Somebody in power is going to be like, why is it that every time somebody speaks out against these type of things, these specific things, they end up dead or humiliated? I mean, Trump's no longer president right now, and they were talking about how, oh, the reason why he hasn't been arrested yet on those charges that were brought up against him is because he was the acting United States president of America. Active. He's not president no more. And what about Joe Biden? Things he's done. When you achieve a certain status, and 9 times out of 10 you have to achieve a status doing terrible things. Usually, when you receive that type of status, you can get away with anything, and that's what they've been throwing in America's face for the longest. Nobody's even talking about what these people have done anymore. It's like a game. It's like a game of back and forth, and everybody in the government's on the same side. It's like, oh, well, right now there's heat on you for you doing this foul shit. Well, when I'm president, I'm gonna go do this foul shit, and they'll forget all about you, and I'll fight it for a really, really long time, and then social media will come up with some goofy dance, and everybody in the world will be so focused on doing this goofy dance or this stupid challenge that they won't be worried about anything that the United States government is doing. Why is there always a new challenge? Crate challenge? Really? And people are still doing the crate challenge despite the fact that somebody recently died from it. How do we take the power back? I mean, there's no comfortable answer for that. Take the power back by revolting. The loss of somebody. Usually somebody dies during a revolt. 9 times out of 10, it's the leader. So, who has the biggest platform that believes the same things we believe? 9 times out of 10, that will be our leader. We'd have to figure out whether or not that person's willing to die for that cause. Now, if you ask me, hey, are you willing to die for this, despite the fact we might not reach change? Nah, I have a son. But if you tell me, hey, you die for this cause and it'll provide a better life for your son, hell yeah, I'm willing to die for it. Yeah, we definitely need Tupac. We need Marcus Garvey, Huey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King with but a version of Martin Luther King that no longer believes in this whole turn the other cheek thing. That's not going to work. And, I might get some backlash for this, but the turn the other cheek method never worked. You don't think those people got pleasure out of beating the brakes off of Martin Luther King and all that marched with him and then placing him in jail? And then making it appear so unsafe to be in support of his cause that his own people stabbed him. He was stabbed by a little black girl. At a certain point, you have to decide what you stand for. We Muslims are not taught to turn the other cheek, but to stand up to our oppressors. Exactly. That's the way to be. Like this whole, this guy just smacked me. Let me let him smack the other side. Like that makes no sense to me. And it never will. I'll never believe in that. That's not how you create peace. Will it stop conflict from happening? Yeah, because you're not standing up for yourself. But you will never have peace. Because if you keep showing somebody that it's okay to smack you, they're going to keep smacking you. You don't know what's bothering that person every day. And everybody needs an outlet. So if you let them believe that you can be that outlet for them, they're going to keep using you as that outlet. I started boxing as an outlet. That was 2.5 years ago. And guess what? I'm still boxing. So my thoughts on religion is that at the end of the day, the same being brought all of us here. And religion was a creation of man. Putting a title on what you believe, that's a creation of man. So do I have things I agree with from certain religions? Of course. But I honestly believe that I feel like people try to demonize Muslims, but they're not demonic people. They're not evil. Every religion has an extremist group, and those are the ones that they want to put on the forefront. But I don't remember God ever saying, "Hey," or I don't remember seeing it in the Bible. I don't know if it's in the Quran. I don't believe it's in the Quran. God saying, "Oh, hey, so we're gonna have all these different religions, and this group of people needs to believe this, and this group of people needs to believe that." Because at one specific time in history, religion was definitely divided by races. Like there's certain races believed in certain religion, and now it's all integrated. But it used to be Caucasians were Christian. Black men and women, our religion has been lost. There's Muslim, which the original, I'm pretty sure most Muslims were Arabic, and then Hispanics were Catholics. Respect and blessings, bro. Love and answer. Yeah, it's like you can't. I refuse to condemn anybody for what they believe in. 9 times out of 10, if it's a religion that they're willing to ride for, it's a religion that they've had their entire life. You can't tell somebody, hey, what you believed in your whole entire life, give it up for mine. Doesn't work like that. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people that aren't gonna identify with anything that I'm saying because it's me saying it. Let that simmer for a minute. They would take one look at me and color of my skin and be like, "Oh, I don't like that guy, so I don't believe anything he says. I don't rock with that. I don't vibe with that." It's all fine and dandy, but when it's said and done, so what do you guys think about this situation with Joe Biden leaving service dogs and U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan? You know, some people are saying that this is a means for impeachment, but then you also have to raise the question: is this something that was going to happen regardless? Was this always a possibility? And was it meant to happen? I think there's more to it than they're telling us. Yeah, per usual. You know why? Because what they hope to gain from this will never happen if we all know the truth. 9 times out of 10. Oh, and just for you guys to get a visual image of what I'm talking about, I will show you. So here's the Taliban's victory parade. Those are U.S. vehicles. And then here's what they did to the American soldiers: cleanup duty, janitorial duty. And that's not even all of it. These are the service dogs, all left in Afghanistan. But you know, as U.S. citizens, we're not allowed to feel anything about that. Like, since we don't know, we don't have the answers. We don't know why they did what they did, why they're allowing this crap to happen. So we don't get to speak on it. Otherwise, we'll have somebody in our faces telling us that, we're believing everything that we see or read, and we're believing propaganda. That's not propaganda. That's video evidence that people were abandoned. I mean, what type of story are you going to try to sell? That they made a choice to stay there, they wanted to stay there? Good luck selling that. Do you think we're dealing with the same Taliban the U.S. funded in the 80s? I feel like we're dealing with the evolution of that Taliban. Think about it. Some people that were involved with the Taliban back in the 80s are dead today. We're in 2021. So when you think about it, some of those guys are dead, and there's a whole bunch of new members because they do recruitment year round. More members were born in the 2000s, well, in the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s. They use kids too. I've got buddies in the army that have said they ended up having to kill a kid because a kid had an AK. I mean, they're giving kids guns and teaching them how to shoot. A couple U.S. soldiers have died, have been killed by these kids. And that doesn't make you uncomfortable. I don't know what will. But if you guys have anything else left to say on the matter, go ahead and hit the comment section. Make sure you guys like and share the videos so people know that I do have these conversations and that I love for more people to be involved. And with that being said, I fit in out.